I'm here with Shakur Stevenson, head trainer, head coach, Mr. Wiley Moses. How you doing today, sir?
Finding yourself. Okay.
At what age did you know Shakur was special? Like when you seen him, when did you realize he had those ingredients to become, in the future, the number one pound for pound in the world?
Well, at an early age, he's displayed certain skills, like timing and whatnot, that was in a different sport in baseball. And, at an early age, he had those signs that he really had something to offer to himself and to the world in terms of his athleticism. So he started tweaking at an early age, and we realized with the baseball, because I took him from one pitching machine. By the time he got from 4 to 5 years old, I think I ordered 3 different pitching machines. Each version was faster and faster and faster. He was able to hit the ball, his eye hand, and coordination was so unbelievable that he just went through that. And so I think moving from that and seeing what he was able to do at an early age is what attributed to something having, going to more sports other than just baseball.
So how long you been training him? That's what? Over 15 years?
No, but let me say this to you right now. Okay. It's a lot of stuff about here about fake people talking about they train my son. My grandson has had no other trainer but me his entire life. Okay. And I like to hear somebody talking that stuff about they train my grandson. It's a lie. He's had no other trainer his entire life. Matter of fact, from 2011 to 2015, I was team manager for USA Boxing when we won our world championships and everything. So he's had no other trainer other than myself. Okay, and that's a fact. And anybody say that they train my grandson other than me, they're telling a lie, and I'm going to see them in court.
Hey, look, you heard it here first from him. So with that said, in your opinion, who's going to be the biggest rival for Shakur, like the biggest fight for Shakur that's going to make him pound for pound number one?
Well, the biggest fight, I have a lot of respect for all the athletes out there, and in my opinion right now, they're gonna have to really establish amongst themselves who's the cream of the crop there, because I don't mean any disrespect to any boxers, but Shakur has walked the walk. Like I said, we've been, he won his first world championship at age 14, and he's been and winning that championship. He fought against 3 other prior world champions, that had previous won world champions. So he's been winning world champions all of his life, pretty much virtually. So going into this here fight, I think all the other opponents that don't have that much experience or on that level, or fighting high level, or fighting the high, big profile fights, I think they have to get to that point, because Shakur was there at a very early age of fighting the high profile fights, man. And he walked into Ukraine, man, and with the place screaming, crowding, and we from the USA, Ukraine, and he's the only one there, and he silenced the whole crowd, just as well as we went to Bulgaria in 2014, 2015, and we fought against a kid named Muhammad Ali from Great Britain, and this kid had all the hype in the world, and particularly behind his name was Muhammad Ali. So that big fight, he stepped up again and he won that unanimously. And as a point, we fought like 18 fights internationally. We won the most prestigious cups and championships in Russia and Germany, and out of those tournaments, he hasn't lost a round. That's what's so phenomenal, people lose a round, but he hasn't lost a round.
When you heard Floyd Mayweather tell Shakur he's the one that can surpass Floyd, what was your reaction to that?
Well, the reaction is respect. With me, hypothetically speaking, every fighter, has that dream to become the best ever. You know what I'm saying? And him complimenting, that's a compliment, him saying that, and I'll take it as a vote of encouragement to him.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts on Canelo's trainer saying that African American fighters are difficult?
Are as difficult?
He said they are difficult.
They are difficult because you have a variety of styles. See, we bring not only, like you say, the Mexican style, they bring a lot of stamina, a lot of high impact, a lot of volume punching and whatnot. But, the African Americans, we used to versatility, we used to everything coming at through life. We had all kind of things coming at us. So, in the boxing world, when it comes to us, we're very athletic individuals, and we have a lot to, to really fight for. Not saying any other ethnicity has so much to fight for to prove themselves, but we've always had the odds stacked against us. So we have a more detrimental drive to prove ourselves more than anybody else. That's what I think the black fighters have more than anything else. We're not giving anything, We have to go out and take and make everything that we get. Nobody gives us anything. Nobody builds us up as a fighter, takes us, builds us up, promote us without fights or not being a qualified fighter or a good fighter or as a good coach. We say the same thing in coaching now. We have the coaches being built up as good coaches. They're not as effective. So, like I said, I respect all fighters. I respect all coaches. And the styles, I would like to see those top fighters fight it out because they did not walk the walk. Not taking anything away from them. I give one of them credit. I give Devin credit because Devin went with us internationally on 2 world champions. He was fought in 2 world champions. So he had a lot of international experience. Devin was with me for 3 years internationally. So I know he gained a lot of international, and it helped him. As you can see, as his maturation during his career, you see he's been able to stay undefeated. So, for those who did not go that route, I think they need to prove themselves in the ring, inside the ring, by competing each other, because it seemed like to me they avoided each other at the Olympic trials and whatnot. Right. They didn't want to, because they get to a point where some fighters, they don't want to increase their value going to the next level. I think a lot of them took the easy route by coming into the pros rather than defeating the people that defeated them in the nationals. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say to each his own. I commend them for taking that route, the shortcut to the pros, not really having to fight the best in the nation to really prove himself. And Devin, I say again, is another story, because Devin is the youngest of them all,
Right.
And he took the courage to take that step at a young age, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I commend him for that, Now Tank and Shakur grew up together a lot, We've traveled together, me and Calvin knew each other when Tank and Shakur were little. When Shakur and Tank wasn't even thought about pretty much,
Right.
So we've been around for a long time. Ryan Garcia, I first met him when we fought him, and his mother called me one time, asked me to help Ryan Garcia out, help him out with his jab and whatnot back in the day. So all of those guys, I think that they took the shortcut, like going to fight in the 4-rounders, going fighting the guys in Mexico, who were just record builders, who were just bodies, And I think they need to contend against each other because they avoided it in the amateur. And particularly the Olympic trials, we could have easily established which one of them was the best.
Right. Canelo said Valdez' experience is going to win him the fight. Do you think that his experience is going to play that much of a factor come fight night?
Well, we say, I judge experience in different criteria. I judge the level of experience of who you fought against, the level of experience, how long you've been around, as well as your experience in the amateurs. He has a legitimate, record, far as we saying, but we know. I haven't seen it, I've been researching him now for a couple of years, and I haven't seen him fight not one African-American fighter. To me, they may have been avoiding him. I don't know. I can't call it. But I seen Robertson Canseco. When he fought him, we sparred Robertson in Brazil in the Olympics, beat him up, they brought him over here. We sparred him again as well, and we actually feel that Robertson can touch him like that and beat him like that. It won't be a problem for us. That's honestly speaking.